especially to those that have not been to my Mystery School Masterclass, and you come on a sparkly day. Yes, it's 6 a.m. in the morning for those that are watching the recording on YouTube or in Facebook. What is going on? Let's start with what is the lesson from Mystery School this week, which is love doesn't hurt. Love doesn't hurt. So I'm just going to stop screen share and go to Jean. It's 6 a.m. You're wearing sparkly heart glasses. What is it? Well, I've been accused of seeing things with hearts all the time. Rose-colored glasses. You see them too much, especially from my husband. Of course, it's seen with love. Of course. Now I'm going to take them off so I can see you guys properly. Love doesn't hurt. It is the most powerful weapon, secret, gift, code, whatever people want to call it, in the world. And it was part of Mystery School where we would teach there is only love. Now, we've heard the songs, we've read books, those that are of my vintage. My mum used to read the Mills and Boons book, which was all about love. What's that got to do with like mastery of the world and our life and living our best life and all those sort of things? Well, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to share something from my book, Secret Codes to Success, because the code is love, and also share a story about when I was nursing and how this beautiful patient was not in love and how love can change anything whatsoever, and that love doesn't hurt. In this 3D paradigm, some of us might have had experiences where we went, okay, I'm going to love that person, whether it be a friend, a partner, or an animal. Like I've just put my dog down recently, and it's like, oh, I'm never going to get a dog again because it hurts. That's not me, but that was my husband. We had to put our other dog down, Lucky, and he said, right, that's it. We're not getting a dog. We waited 10 years before he was ready because love hurt him because we had to have the dog put down. So that's actually just a 3D paradigm illusion that we live. Whereas in Mystery School, we understood love can't actually hurt ever, 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 ever. So let me read you something from story time from my book, just to grasp. If love doesn't hurt, and that's a code, well, a code is a mathematical formula that says do this, do this, do this, and you get this. It's good or bad, but there's no good or bad in Mystery School. And so sit back, relax. Okay, gorgeous soul. It's time to read this section slowly as it may take a moment to digest. We're delving into one of the codes to success. First thing to know is that these mathematical formulas are always moving and evolving. They're not stationary, chronological, or even in alphabetical order. The order that I teach this to you may feel uncomfortable. Remember, I'm taking you through a process in this book. This is about eliminating the biggest disease we have and the biggest pain, which is the illusion called separation and ego mindset. Truth. What is it? Have you ever asked yourself, is it true? The subject of truth has been written about in a lot of books, including ancient books like the Book of Enoch, Course in Miracles, the Bible, the Quran, the Tao, and more. Each book has the teaching of love, which is the truth. However, over time, the lessons were made to be conditional love, not unconditional love. People interpreted truth in their 3D filters and used it as a power play to govern others' lives. Truth has been taught in many healing modalities such as by Dr. Len, who healed every patient in a criminally insane Hawaii State Hospital without ever seeing a single patient, and Anita Morjani, who wrote in the book Dying to Be Me, was able to come back from dead after connecting with absolute love and heal herself of tumors. Throughout history, one person's truth is different from another's, and this has led to wars, disruptions, relationship breakups, and pain. Each time someone forces their truth onto someone else, what they're really doing is stating their opinion. What your truth is It's not necessarily someone else's truth. It's only a judgment, an outlook, and a belief. A belief is a thought you keep on thinking. And thought is not yours to own or have. A thought is only a pre-construct of the 3D separate mind. And the world does not align. It is only a way and a pattern that is not attached to anything. And as I write in the book, that thought is not loving. It's not yours to own or have. And that aligns with this week's lesson. Love doesn't hurt. It just doesn't. So if love doesn't hurt, then there's no fear, but there is fear because we're in the 3D world. But it means that you can go out and do anything. You can do, be, and have anything. So yesterday, I met gorgeous clients for an experience in the salt cave. It was fabulous. I left my accommodation where I was staying because I was doing planning week and editing 3 books, etc. And I met them at salt caves to have a healing process, and it was beautiful. And at the same time, there were 2 people walking just on the street with snakes around them. You do, like you walk down the middle of the street with a snake around you, and I got to ask. I got to do it. They're in love. They're in love with these snakes. The guy had this stunning yellow snake. The woman had like a python around her. And they're in love. They're in love with the snakes. The snakes are in love with them. I got to ask because I love animals. Love doesn't hurt. So I got to ask, well, come, what are their names? Why do you do it? All of those sort of things. And then love doesn't hurt. I went, I want to be able to touch it. I know the snake brings loves, and it's got all sorts of spiritual meanings like Kundalini and transformation and awakening and things, and how divine if the snake allows me to hold it or touch it. So I was gifted cuddles, of course, the beautiful female snake, and I put around my neck and I was able to hold, and love does not hurt. That snake, I went, I'm going to love you. So she came to love me. That's not the opinion my husband would have. He's petrified of snakes. But I approached them with love. The worst thing that could have happened is they could have said, no, don't touch them, go away, we don't want to talk to you, moved on, you're an idiot. They could have said, but love doesn't hurt. It's the way that we interpret it, which is the next part. Is it true? If that thought is not loving, it's not yours to own or have. Next one, what meaning do you give it? And in this 3D paradigm, we make love duality. And the duality is, I love it, I'm in love, it's just so amazing. And then something happens, and then we interpret it as pain. And then it hurts, such as relationships. And I know I've done this as well when I was younger. I definitely, boyfriend, I remember when he said, you're dumped. Oh, 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 love her. But it was the interpretation of what the truth was, because I interpreted that I was horrible, I was not attractive, I was not lovable, I was not. That's not true. That's not true. It was the meaning I gave it. And that thought was not loving. And I said, oh, I'll take that thought. So love doesn't hurt. And if we all remember that, which we knew as a baby when we first came in, because when we popped into the world, those that are mamas, we know that babies don't pop into the world. As we popped into the world and went, hi, I'm here, I'm love, let's go, let's have an experience. We actually knew the truth that love won't hurt, that everything is done and gifted to us in love, always, even if it's a real big experience, a real big mental pain, because it's the mind. And if love doesn't hurt, that means you won't be frightened to ask someone something. Like I did. I asked the people, can I hold the snake? Can I touch the snake? What's the worst thing that can happen? Say no? Okay. Does that mean that I'm going to take it personally? Feel rejected? Love doesn't hurt. It is the most simplest truth. It is the secret code to success. And I'm not talking success anything to do with how much money, what you look like, what size you are. I really don't care because that's not success. So now I'm going to share about a patient that I was nursing when I was training. Her name was actually Jean, like mine. And it was a bit of a freak out for me. Not that her name was Jean, but it was this particular ward that I went to was like the nursing home patients, those that would never ever leave the hospital and were waiting for a nursing home position. And they said, go to this patient. And I went totally in fear. I was brand new as a nurse. I had seen lots as a growing up, but not this. And my job was to feed Jean and out of confidentiality, I'm not telling you her name, feed Jean and give her breakfast. And she did not speak. She did not communicate. She didn't look in your eyes. She'd had a couple of strokes, so her fingers were closed and she had like a stiffness in her body. So I was so frightened. So make her die because I took her on the pot. Then I needed to give her a bath and bed. And they said, just go for it. You've learnt the basic trainings, just go for it. Again, I went in fear. I pulled the curtain around. I made sure that the cot sides were up so she didn't fall. She still had the blankets on. I went and got the basin. Now, I nursed a long time ago, the basin of warm water. It wasn't too hot. I got a couple of face washes, a couple of towels, because we're taught a routine of how to use 2 towels and 2 face washes and whatever. And as I lowered the blanket down to cover her with the blanket, with the towel, I noticed something. She had something in her mouth. What was in her mouth? She'd finished eating. What was in her mouth? Because part of bathing her was to brush her teeth, was actually to take out her dentures and brush them for her. It's in her mouth. And I do ask as I share this to give so much love to this patient, Jean, as I give her as an example, because she was unaware of what she was doing. In that stage, I wasn't in love. And I was in total fear, fear-based love. I wanted to do the best by her. I just didn't understand. And when I opened her mouth, I said, Jean, just open your mouth. Oh, it came out a piece of poo. And I went, oh, and I went, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And I thought I'd done something wrong. And then I noticed that she had excreted, had excrement all over her, and there was poo everywhere. She didn't know. She would have felt the sensation and felt it, touched it, and smeared it all over and wiped her mouth and all the rest of it. And I just didn't know how to love her in that moment. And love, for me at that moment, hurt. Felt like I failed her. Felt like I didn't know what to do. I was panicking in my head. My heart was beating. Tears rolled down my face. And I went, stop. Imagine if it was your grandmother. And at that moment, love didn't hurt. And I just went, right, clean her up. And I spoke to her. Thank you so much, Jean. I'm going to wash your body. Let's just take out your teeth. And I started with her mouth because she'd placed the feces in her mouth. And I just loved her so much. And I noticed as I started to do this, her body went from like this as I approached her in fear to she was still contorted, but it relaxed and relaxed. And I started to wash her body in love. I noticed that her face started to relax. She closed her eyes like she was in safety. And so when I wasn't in fear and thinking love hurts and I've hurt her, she relaxed because love can't hurt at all. I cleaned her all up and I managed to change all the sheets and everything all by myself. It took me a long time. And yes, I got in trouble for taking such a long time, but I wanted to make sure that she was really beautiful on the inside and outside. Love doesn't hurt. Well, as I got in trouble as a student nurse, taking too long, and there's other patients to do, blah, 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 I didn't actually take it personally. I just went, oh, well, I'm in trouble, but you know what I've done? I've loved that patient, Jean. And yes, I've got lots more patience to do, but love doesn't hurt. And because I love that person, the charge nurse couldn't hurt me. I'm loving them. So love doesn't hurt. And that's one of the secret codes to success. And if nothing else, you remember that this week. As you know, those in the Facebook group, you're going to have the image that says love doesn't hurt that you can keep as a screensaver, as a reminder. I'll print it or put it on your computer or have it up and on your wall or whatever. Love doesn't hurt. If you have that as a reminder, then your adventure into this world with fun, deliciousness, magic will happen. You will change the meaning of things for yourself. You will find the truth, your truth, no one else's, doesn't matter what anyone else thinks, doesn't matter what that charge nurse thought of me loving Jean too long, it doesn't really matter. You go into the world and be able to create things that satisfy you, that lift up the vibration in your cells, that make you feel good. And then what happens is, as you vibrate this, just like Jean, the patient did, she felt the vibration. And then who knows who would have felt that vibration too. Love doesn't hurt. So simple. It's just a mix up on the 3D paradigm that we have, that we think, yeah, but I love someone and they hurt me, or I got hurt, or I was totally vulnerable. I'm never going to do it again. Never. Or like my husband, he did not want another dog. 10 years. And then 10 years came and I went, that's it. I need another dog. And that's when we got Zach. Does love hurt? Did it hurt when I put Zach down? I loved him so much that I knew it was the right thing to do for him. I had lymphatic cancer and he was in distress by now. It hurt my mind, but I could feel the love as he took his last breath. And I stayed with him for another hour on the vet floor, singing, toning, speaking light language. Love doesn't hurt. It's just in our mind. It's just a 3D construct. What meaning do you give it? And if that thought is not loving, remember, it's not yours, own or have. So what we do now is we share an insight, what I call a golden heart. Not a golden nugget. We want to have golden hearts, something that you heard from this lesson of Mystery School. What is just gone pop for you? Why do we do sharing? So imagine we're all sitting in a beautiful circle. That's how we would have done it, around a campfire or crystals or a tree or a lake or whatever it was. And we all share, because it's not just me with wisdom. You guys have got wisdom too. And I learned from you as well. So I'm going to ask you to unmute yourself. And if you don't want to, you can pass or you can pop it in the chat. And then what I'll do is I'll actually read out what you've got. So what did you hear of your golden heart? Something that dropped into your heart, and awareness of love doesn't hurt. So let's start with Kim, Monique, and Maud. And if you just unmute yourself and share, that would be amazing.
Good evening, everyone. I got in late, so the vibrate, love, and feel the vibration was what I got when I heard it. So I'll watch the replay and do what else I get. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Kim. Thank you for coming.
Morning, everyone. Yeah, I just got the simple message that love doesn't hurt, and sometimes it's our human ego mind that does make us feel like it hurts, but in reality, love doesn't hurt.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you. And Maud.
I pass.
Thank you, Maud. Thank you for being here. Let's go, Jackie, Andrew, and Kelly.
Hi, everyone. I used to say to my son when he was little, love overrules everything. So even the bad stuff that happens in the 3D world. There.
Thank you, Jackie. Thank you.
Good morning. I think I was next. Yeah, so it's my perception of what happens to me decides whether it's love or not. What I got from it today. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you.
For my golden heart today, the one word that jumped out for me was compassion for others and where they're at, because their story's theirs and mine is mine.
Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. Lou, thank you. I will read yours out. Thank you for popping in the chat. We'll go Joy, Leona, and then Maggie. Oh, Joy, you just have to unmute yourself, darling. And while you're doing that, I'll just read Lou's out. My daughter vented to me. It was brutal. I realized she was hurting and used to fighting to be heard and felt safe to vent to me. Oh, darling, I didn't see that, Lou, and I read it. I didn't see the bottom part. Please write, don't read at the beginning. But I want to say, Lou, that you actually brought up something I was going to say. So it's actually perfect. Just before Joy shares, when people yell and scream, or children, when I teach a Millennium Children course, when kids yell at us, whether they're 2, 12, 22, 52, whatever they are, they're hurting. And some of you might relate that you have yelled. I know I have yelled. I've yelled at my husband. I was hurting at the time. And I don't say do it. It was hurting and it was to be heard. And in that space, it was to be heard because I loved him so much because he was doing something towards his health that I just went type thing. So, Lou, it was actually a beautiful thing. And again, just didn't realize on the message. So thank you. But you've actually done an amazing, amazing insight for everyone. That anyone that does yell, hurt, even write down, I'm going to stretch it even more, even those that do any form of abuse, emotional, physical, chemical, sexual, whatever, they're hurting on some level and they think that love hurts on some level. So, Lou, you've actually tuned in beautifully. So thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And that it is a safety, especially with parents. When children do it, they feel safe that this is the one person that loves me unconditionally. Totally. Lou, you've so got it. So thank you. Let's go back to Joy. Thank you very much.
Okay, I couldn't stop crying when you were telling me about that story. I don't usually cry very often, but I just felt so much love. I just couldn't describe it, and it was just beautiful what you were saying about Jean.
Oh, about Jean. She left a strong thing on my heart of love, Joy. So I agree.
But I had a lovely experience yesterday. I was sitting outside in the sun and I had my thumb up like that. And a fly came and sat on it for 3 minutes. And I was talking to it because I knew it knew there was no fear. It was all love, right? That was my...
Absolutely. You guys, this is why we share, guys. So even though I wasn't meant to read Lou's, that sharing is so profound, so profound. Same with Joy, same with everyone's. And it is. When a mosquito lands on you, that is pure love. What if they're drawing out whatever you don't need, even though people go, Mozzie, fly, they're pure love too. So definitely. So thank you. That's why I love you guys sharing. Leona.
Hello, everybody. It's freezing here this morning. My golden heart today is that if that thought it's not loving, it's not yours to own or have, whether that thought is from yourself or from somebody else. Thank you.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Think of the thoughts. They're all floating around and everything. Get the thoughts as though you're all shopping. And if that thought is like Leona said, whether someone gives it to you, if you're wrong, or like Lou said, like if you've ever been yelled at or told off or whatever, for example, it's their thought, honor it, thank you very much, but it's not yours to own. And especially if it's our own thoughts and they're not loving, they're not yours to own. Don't go shopping for them. Like cancel, delete from the cart. Don't buy it. Don't buy it at all. And we're going to go Mandy. Mandy's got something that I'm very curious about because I love animals that is very loving. Mandy, what have you got, my darling?
Hello. Well, first of all, I've got a very demanding toddler, a kinder kid who's just woken
Yes.
up.
Yes, beautiful.
And we have got 2 guinea pigs.
Huh?
One,
Beautiful.
I decided I'll go get a guinea pig so I can cuddle it before I talk. And then the other one, I got told I want the other guinea pig because he had woken up. Where are the guineas? Can I show them? They're on a little video. There's one guinea. And I did see a guinea scamp under here. They like to hide under blankets, which is very dangerous. But anyway, we haven't killed one yet, and it's been a couple of months. Yeah, the thing that I took from it, I think it was just said a second ago, if it's not like a loving thought, it's not yours. So
Absolutely.
yeah, the whole yelling thing. So yeah, my husband has his little tanties, but it's very hard to just let go of it, and the feeling sits. So yeah, it was interesting to hear a few other people had that come up.
Yeah, Mandy, thank you. And Lou, as I said, you have done magic today, absolute magic. So thank you. And it is challenging when, first of all, thank you for the guinea pigs. I love when animals join us on any masterclasses or anything else. So thank you, thank you. And the concept of someone hurting someone else or yelling or whatever is very challenging in this 3D world to understand as adults, not so much little children, but adults, of love doesn't hurt. As little children, we actually understand, and so do animals, even dogs, for example, and that this is not something I would do, but let's pretend I had a dog called Frank. Frank, and I beat the dog, and you guys come to rescue the dog because you can see I'm abusing it, I'm not feeding it, I'm not giving it water and whatever. That dog will be loyal to me and probably try to bite you for taking it away because of the love is so deep for me as the owner. Love doesn't hurt. So in the animals and plants and nature spirits and the elements and everything, they don't understand that we're actually hurting them. It's a big, big concept of mystery school. Maybe something I'll do somewhere down the track next year, but it is a big, big thing. It's as we go into teenagers, and especially those that done Millennium Grid, where you go into number 14 and go into the cycles, it's like, oh, love hurts. Oh my God, it hurts. But the other person is hurting. How can we love them more? They want to be heard, whatever that hurt is. And it is. It's just the truth that if that thought is not loving, it's not yours to own or have. Remember, it's like shopping online. Go to the cart, delete, don't buy it. It's not yours. Don't go into the shop. Just don't go there. Guys, very profound sharing today from every single one of you. And I'm so appreciative, big time appreciative, because it is a huge, huge concept. And it is a concept when we talk about this in the Paradigm Quantum Mystery School. Love doesn't hurt. Because I know sometimes when I've taught this in corporate world and I say love doesn't hurt, there's lots of retaliation and proof of how love does hurt. But we're taking it up the next level. Love doesn't hurt at all. If we understand that is the truth. Remember, if love doesn't hurt, what can you go be, do, and have? Just like me when I asked about how the snake, what can you ask? So thank you, Super Souls, for watching this. Amazing. So much love to you guys. And I will see you next week for Mystery School. And the one thing I do ask is, here's a love thing, that if you are liking these things, I would love, love, love for you. And thank you, Lou, for the bubbles of the hearts. I would love if you do a Google review, which I'm going to put the link in the Facebook group under the post. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please go to Millennium Education and do a review. It would be loving for me. So thank you guys. Bye.